Alright, hello everyone, how are you guys doing? Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. And today we are here with a Chaos Elemental Safe Spotting Guide. So this is going to be a guide that does not have to do with flinching. So flinching is this annoying thing where you just have to constantly run back and forth behind something, and it takes a ton of time as you have to wait for the monster to not actually attack you. It's a bit tedious, and it really ups the amount of time that it takes to kill Chaos Elementals, so this will be a guide not using that method. Recently, the only reason that I looked into this is because people were saying that Chaos Elemental was actually faster than the Chaos Fanatic for getting the Junior Pet Chaos, or Junior Chaos Pet, whatever it is. It's a formulation of those three words. But looked into it, and this is how you go ahead and do it. Alright, so as far as the inventory, nothing much going on here, just your super attack, super strength. You guys can bring super combat doses if you want, but it's a lot of extra money, and, I mean, realistically, the 2 extra inventory spaces and all that, I mean, hurtful. 2 stamina potions. Once you get the hang of this, you should be here for a while, and there is a lot of running, so you will need stamina doses. On top of that, prayer, I bring 4, but that's because I just like to camp piety. If you want to flick it, go ahead, but this whole method is really relaxing compared to most things, so I personally just like running with piety as it makes it the most relaxing as can be. Then from there, food that you feel comfortable with. You can bring monkfish. Personally, I bring shark just because it's helpful, but from there we'll go on into the armor. Alright, so as far as armor goes, this is going to be more of a noob account setup. I do have a main account that I could show you this on, but realistically, I'll just tell you guys what you can make upgrades to. So as far as the glory, you could make this a fury. Like, if you want to come out here, you could bring 4 items that you know you'd be able to keep. So something along the lines of, say, a Serp Helm, BGS, or a God Sword of any sort, Tort, and then just a bunch of, like, a set of Prim Boots. You could also switch any of those for maybe a Berserker Ring if you'd rather have that, or a Fire Cape. That's all up to you, but this is what I have. This is going to be your basic noob setup. The improvements that you can make here is change the Initiate for Proselyte. Your helmet can be Netzenot or Serpentine if you want. Obviously, upgrade the glory to a Fury or Tort if you want to have either of those that you'll be able to keep on death. Barrows Gloves is ideal right here, and other than that, I mean, obviously Primordials and Berserker Ring would be the max, but just go ahead and get a combination of 4 things that you feel that you'd be comfortable, you know, being able to keep in the wilderness. And from there, the one upgrade that you can make, but this is for some really high level accounts, I would say, would be to go ahead and change out a God Sword for a Elder Maul. So that is, you know, implying you have a lot of money, but realistically, it does give you some more crush bonus, I think, or it gives you a higher bonus in Crush than I think the BGS gives you in Slash, and more strength bonus, I believe. So, with all of that considered, you can do that, but that's a lot of money, so I feel like it's not as useful for the average person. Alright, so from there, basically, if you guys don't know where Chaos Elemental is, I'd figure you'd would, but it's up here towards Rogue's Castle and Scorpion Pit. It usually resides somewhere along here, and the safe spot that we'll be using is along the resource area. So, to get there, I'm going to go ahead, use my glory, teleport to Edge, and then use the lever to get up. You guys can choose whatever method you want of getting there. I mean, you could teleport to Anakarl, I believe, would be this teleport right here. That could be a little faster. Actually, I'm pretty sure it would be, but that's probably the only other realistic teleport that you can do, so I'm going to go ahead, get up there, and show you guys what to do. Alright, so here we go. 3rd time trying to do this, but what you're going to want to do is go ahead, drink up your stamina potion, run around the Rogue's Den / Scorpion's Pit, and you should see a yellow dot that seems to be out of place. All you need to do is have the Chaos Elemental attack you, and yeah, he'll throw out some annoying attacks, but you'll want to go ahead and just run him down here at the very edge of the gate. Once you come along these 2 marks in a row, these 2 stones, you will know that you've hit the spot. You want to go 1 to the left and 1 down of them. As you can see, any one of these before is not the right one. So, eventually you will see a yellow dot start running your way. Once you see that, go ahead and just fucking book it north. Go exactly north, because if you go a little bit to the west, this will kind of ruin it for you. So, once you reach all the way up here and you see these, like, this path of 5 straight rocks, run 1 to the left and go a little bit more north, about 3 or 4 blocks. And you should eventually see an attack come your way. Once you see that attack, wait a second, take the hit, and run to the east. And then the elemental will be trapped over here. So as you guys can see, he's not attacking me, and he will not attack me. One thing that I will warn you about, though, do not attack him from the north or the south, as he will then move 1 to the east and will be able to attack. So what you're going to want to do is approach him from the west. So once you have him, go ahead, pot up. And from there, you can camp piety or flick it depending on what you want to do. Personally, I'm just going to camp it. And as you guys can see, he does not attack back, and you are able just to sit here and deal damage, which is great. If you bring a BGS, which I recommend personally out of all of the God Swords, you do have a special attack that could lower his defensive stats. However, if you don't hit, it will not. That's why bringing a D Warhammer could be helpful out here if you're doing this like long term, but I don't have the money for it, so I'm personally not going to do it. So as you guys can see, this is going to be a lot quicker. Obviously, I'm not hitting that much, but I'm going to go ahead, speed up the kill for you guys, and come back at the end. Alright, and there we go. That should be the kill. So from there, you go ahead and get your loot. Unluckily enough, not a pet, but 1 in 300 isn't bad. And honestly, having this spot over the flinching spot over there, the flinching spot is a lot easier to get it into, but once you get this down, so much more beneficial, as it literally lowered the time that I was getting on this account from about 3 minutes per one to more along the lines of 1 minute. So I don't know what's going on here, but I'm gonna run and I'm gonna come back and then kind of go through what I was showing you guys here in a second. Well, there we go, about 4 laps around this fucking place later, and I think I have ran him to the point of which he does not wish to continue fighting me. So, I'm going to go back through and kind of talk over what I was showing you guys here in a second. So, I'm just going to run back through the path and kind of give you guys a couple pointers. So, let me get back down to the fence line that I was telling you guys to run around. So, we'll just go through the spots that I was talking about. So, as you guys can see, it is pretty obvious when you hit the spot, as every spot leading up to here, other than like right over here, which I'm just going to go ahead and tell you guys at the beginning, you're going to have to be a pretty decently far, you're going to have to be pretty far left of this open gate, or you're going to need to be pretty far left of this gate. So know that this is not it. You're going to need to be all the way over here. So once you run along a path of, you know, like every other square having rocks, and then you see a double square, you know you're going to go 1 left and 1 to the south of that. Also on top of this, as you guys can see up here, you'll start to see kind of the lighting of the resource area in your minimap. That's how you know you're there. Obviously, if you go over here, you will not see that, so that's how you know that this is not the one. From there, the Chaos Elemental will typically approach from just a direct horizontal path along the fence line, and as I said earlier, you're just going to want to run north exactly along this path line now. You can stray to the right of it, however, straying to the left of it could become detrimental, as you may go outside of its attack zone. So, as I said before, once you reach all the way up here, and I recommend just ending right here, go 1 to the left onto this edge of rocks right here, so the very top rock, and then from there, go in between these 2 open rocks, and this should be about where you can go. Obviously, I believe you can go there and there as well, but this is just where I like to go, and it worked for me. So, from there, he will attack you once. If he attacks you once, go ahead and just move to the left. Sometimes, if you want to be really safe about it, you can let him attack you twice, as there's been a couple times where I have had him only attack me once, and I moved 1 to the east, and then he began to go on his own path back to where he came from. So, at this point, I've pretty much just become accustomed to having him attack me twice before I move over here. There is one problem with all of this, though, and that is that he does have a teleportation spell that can kind of throw you off your path of running routes and throw you outside of his attack zone. If that happens, just run back in, try to get him to attack you back if you just run close enough, and do the same thing over again. Now, this all may sound a little tedious, but trust me, it is definitely much better than the flinching spot, as I was averaging around 3 to 3.5 minute kills there, and over here it was between a minute to a minute and a half. So I mean, with that, obviously the actual like act of getting him over here takes a little bit of time, but it's definitely more worth it to do this. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys have found it helpful in some way. If you guys have, make sure to leave a like. If there's anything I can improve upon in future videos, go ahead and leave a comment about it. And if you guys want to see future videos of mine as soon as they go live, feel free to hit that sub button. But nonetheless, hope you guys have a wonderful day, and fucking Christ, this guy's back. And peace. As you guys can see, there I am walking over, and he should. And yeah, if you're like me, you'll go ahead and lag, and then Chaos Ellie should probably come up and kill you, because that only seems fair, you know? By some fucking miracle of the earth, I was able to live. So if this happens to you, go ahead and just switch worlds. No way! No way! Are you kidding me, bro? This dude just got the pet! This dude just got the pet! I'm so happy for him! Hell yeah! Blank space? What the? Hell yeah, bro! Look at that! Look at that! Hell yeah! Good for that dude. I tried adding him. I was gonna let him have a message, but there go the worlds again, you know? Hopefully that dude doesn't die. Could you imagine? I don't know what he'd die to, but with the